Hello and welcome back to the nation's Prism, your lens into the fascinating tapestry of global cultures. Have you ever been shocked to discover that she's 40 but looks like she just graduated college? Or that he's a father of two but still gets mistaken for a university student? Asians, they just don't seem to age. We joke that Asians don't raisin, but what's the real truth behind this seemingly miraculous ability to stay young looking? Is it genetics, skincare products? Or is society contributing to this phenomenon every single day in ways you haven't even noticed? Here's what most people don't realize. The Asian aging mystery isn't just about good genes or expensive creams. It's a complex web of cultural practices, social pressures, lifestyle choices, and yes, even beauty standards that have been quietly working together for generations to create what appears to be supernatural youth preservation. Picture this. A 35-year-old Korean woman walks into a Western office and gets asked if she's the intern. A 42-year-old Japanese man gets carded at a bar in New York. A Chinese mother of three gets mistaken for her teenage daughter's sister at a parent-teacher conference. These aren't rare occurrences. They're so common that they've become cultural stereotypes. But here's the fascinating part. When you compare Asians living in Western countries to those living in Asia, there's still a dramatic difference in how young they appear. This proves that genetics alone can't explain the phenomenon. Something deeper is happening. Something rooted in daily habits, cultural values, and social expectations that most outsiders never see. In today's video, we're decoding 6 surprising truths behind why Asians, particularly Koreans, Japanese, and Chinese people look mysteriously younger than their actual age. And you'll discover that everything isn't as simple as you might think. What you're about to learn will completely change how you understand the relationship between culture and aging. Some of these factors might surprise you. Others might make you reconsider your own daily habits, and a few might reveal social pressures you never knew existed. The truth is, looking young in East Asian cultures isn't just about vanity or personal preference. It's often a social necessity, cultural obligation, and sometimes even a survival strategy in highly competitive societies where appearance can determine career opportunities, marriage prospects, and social status. Ready to uncover the real secrets behind the Asian fountain of youth? Let's dive into the hidden world of cultural youth preservation. Let's start with the obvious question everyone asks. Is it really just genetics? The answer is both yes and no, and the truth is far more complex than most people realize. Scientific research has indeed identified certain genetic advantages that some East Asian populations possess. Studies have shown that specific gene variants common in Chinese, Japanese, and Korean populations are associated with thicker skin, better melanin distribution, and enhanced anti-inflammatory responses. These genetic factors contribute to slower visible aging, reduced sun damage, and better skin elasticity over time. The MC1R gene, which affects skin pigmentation, tends to function differently in East Asian populations, providing natural protection against UV damage that causes premature aging. Additionally, variations in the COL1A1 gene, which affects collagen production, appear more frequently in these populations, potentially contributing to maintained skin firmness and reduced wrinkle formation. But here's where the genetics argument falls apart. When researchers compare Asians living in Western countries to those living in Asia, the difference in apparent aging is still dramatic. Asian Americans who've adopted Western lifestyles often look noticeably older than their counterparts in Seoul, Tokyo, or Shanghai, despite sharing identical genetic backgrounds. This phenomenon becomes even more interesting when you examine second- and third-generation Asian immigrants. Those who grew up fully immersed in Western culture, eating Western diets, and following Western beauty routines often lose much of that ageless appearance their parents and grandparents maintained. The genetic advantage is real, but it's like having a good foundation for a house. It only matters if you build properly on top of it. East Asian cultures have developed lifestyle practices, beauty routines, and social norms that maximize these genetic advantages, while Western cultures often work against them. Consider this. Identical twins separated at birth. One raised in Korea following traditional practices, the other raised in America following typical Western lifestyle patterns, would likely show significant differences in apparent aging by their 30s. The Korean-raised twin would probably look years younger, despite sharing identical DNA. This suggests that genetics provides the potential for youthful appearance, but culture determines whether that potential is realized. It's like having a sports car. The engine might be powerful, but how you drive it, maintain it, and treat it determines its performance and longevity. The genetic component also explains why some non-Asian individuals who adopt comprehensive East Asian beauty and lifestyle practices still don't achieve the same results. They're working with different genetic starting points, but they can still see significant improvements in their aging process. What's particularly fascinating is how these genetic advantages interact with environmental factors. The same genes that provide UV protection work even better when combined with cultural practices like comprehensive sun avoidance. The collagen production genes function optimally when supported by diets rich in collagen-building nutrients common in East Asian cuisines. This creates a synergistic effect where genetics and culture amplify each other. The genetic foundation provides the raw material, but cultural practices provide the blueprint for maximizing that material's potential. Research has also shown that epigenetic factors, how genes are expressed based on lifestyle and environment, play a crucial role in aging. East Asian cultural practices may actually influence gene expression in ways that promote youthful appearance, meaning that culture doesn't just work with genetics. It actively shapes how those genes function. The bottom line is that genetics gives East Asians a head start in the aging game, but it's culture that determines whether they win the race. Without the supporting lifestyle practices, dietary habits, and beauty routines, even the best genetic advantages would be wasted. This is why understanding the cultural components becomes so crucial. Genetics might explain why Asians have the potential to age slowly, but culture explains why they actually do. The second truth about Asian youthfulness lies in their relationship with the sun, and it's not what most Westerners think. This isn't about occasional sunscreen application or wearing sunglasses. This is about comprehensive, daily, almost militant sun protection that's woven into the fabric of daily life. In Japan and Korea, full-body sun protection isn't a beach vacation precaution. It's a year-round lifestyle. Walk through Tokyo or Seoul on any sunny day, and you'll see something that would look bizarre in Western cities. People wearing long sleeves in summer heat, carrying umbrellas on cloudless days, wearing face masks, not for health but for UV protection, and sporting wide-brimmed hats that would be considered excessive in New York or London. Japanese women have perfected the art of sun avoidance to an almost scientific degree. They wear UV protective arm sleeves while driving, use parasols religiously, and many own multiple types of sun hats for different occasions. This isn't vanity, it's cultural programming that begins in childhood. Japanese mothers teach their daughters that sun exposure is fundamentally damaging, not just cosmetically, but health-wise. Korean sun protection culture has evolved into a sophisticated system of layered defense. They use UV-blocking clothing, reapply sunscreen multiple times daily, seek shade instinctively, and have developed an entire industry around portable sun protection. Korean department stores dedicate entire floors to sun protection products that go far beyond simple sunscreen. UV-blocking fabrics, sun protective makeup, and even UV measuring devices. Chinese culture approaches sun protection through the lens of traditional beauty standards, where pale skin has been prized for centuries. The cultural saying, "One white covers three ugliness," reflects deep-rooted beliefs that fair skin represents beauty, health, and social status. This cultural preference has created generations of people who actively avoid sun exposure as a matter of aesthetic and social necessity. The contrast with Western culture is stark and revealing. In many Western countries, tanned skin is still associated with health, attractiveness, and leisure. People spend money on tanning beds, lie in the sun for hours, and use tanning oils to accelerate sun exposure. What East Asians view as skin damage, many Westerners view as beauty enhancement. This cultural difference has profound long-term effects on aging. UV radiation is responsible for up to 80% of visible facial aging, including wrinkles, age spots, and skin texture changes. By avoiding sun exposure from childhood, East Asians are essentially preventing the primary cause of premature aging before it begins. The sun protection culture also extends to daily habits that seem unrelated to beauty. Many East Asians prefer indoor activities, choose shaded walking routes, time outdoor activities for early morning or evening hours. and structure their daily schedules around UV avoidance. These aren't conscious anti-aging strategies. They're cultural norms that happen to have powerful anti-aging effects. Even the architecture in East Asian cities reflects this sun avoidance culture. Shopping districts feature extensive covered walkways. Underground passages connect major buildings, and public spaces are designed with abundant shade. The infrastructure itself supports a lifestyle that minimizes sun exposure. The skincare industry in these countries has developed around this sun protection culture, creating products that are far more sophisticated than typical Western sunscreens. Korean and Japanese sunscreens are often lightweight, non-greasy, and designed for daily reapplication. They're formulated to work under makeup, feel comfortable in humid climates, provide protection that doesn't interfere with daily activities. This cultural approach to sun protection also influences fashion choices. Clothing styles in East Asia often prioritize coverage over exposure, even in hot weather. Long sleeves, high necklines, and full coverage designs are common and fashionable. Unlike Western fashion that often equates skin exposure with style and attractiveness, the psychological aspect is equally important. In East Asian cultures, seeking shade and avoiding sun isn't seen as weakness or vanity. It's seen as wisdom and self-care. This cultural validation makes comprehensive sun protection feel natural and necessary rather than burdensome or excessive. The result is populations that reach middle age with significantly less cumulative sun damage than their Western counterparts. Their skin retains elasticity, even pigmentation, and smooth texture, because they've been preventing damage rather than trying to repair it after the fact. The third truth about Asian youthfulness lies in when skincare education begins, and it's much earlier than most people realize. While Western teenagers might be dealing with acne using harsh scrubs and spot treatments, East Asian children are already learning comprehensive skincare routines that will serve them for decades. In Korea, the concept of skip care, meaning you should never skip your skincare routine, is taught from early adolescence. Korean mothers introduce their daughters to multi-step skincare routines around age 12 or 13, not as a luxury but as basic hygiene. By the time Korean teenagers reach high school, they're already familiar with concepts like double cleansing, essence application, and targeted serums that many Western adults have never heard of. This early education creates a generation that understands skincare as preventive medicine rather than corrective treatment. Korean teenagers learn to identify their skin type, understand ingredient functions, and develop personalized routines before they've experienced significant skin damage. They're essentially building good skin habits during the years when their skin is most resilient and responsive to care. The Korean skincare philosophy emphasizes gentle, consistent care over aggressive treatments. While Western skincare often focuses on fixing problems with strong active ingredients, Korean skincare focuses on maintaining skin health with gentle, nourishing products. This approach prevents many skin issues from developing in the first place. Japanese skincare culture approaches early education through the lens of traditional aesthetics and mindfulness. Japanese children learn that skincare is a form of self-respect and meditation. The ritual of cleansing, moisturizing, and protecting skin becomes a daily practice of mindfulness that connects physical care with mental well-being. Japanese skincare emphasizes simplicity and quality over complexity. Young people learn to use fewer products but choose them carefully, focusing on gentle cleansing, adequate moisturizing, and consistent sun protection. This creates lifelong habits that prioritize skin health over dramatic results. The Japanese concept of matanai, avoiding waste, influences skincare education by teaching young people to use products efficiently and choose items that serve multiple purposes. This philosophy creates mindful consumers who understand their skin's needs rather than following trends blindly. Chinese skincare education increasingly blends traditional medicine principles with modern cosmetic science. Young people learn about skincare through the lens of traditional Chinese medicine. Understanding how internal health affects external appearance, they're taught that skincare isn't just about topical products, but about overall wellness, diet, and lifestyle balance. Chinese skincare culture emphasizes natural ingredients and gentle formulations, often incorporating traditional herbs and remedies that have been used for centuries. Young people learn to appreciate ingredients like ginseng, green tea, and rice water not as exotic novelties, but as proven skincare components. The rise of domestic Chinese skincare brands has created products specifically formulated for Asian skin types and concerns, giving young people access to effective, culturally appropriate skincare options that understand their specific needs. This early skincare education creates several long-term advantages. First, it establishes daily habits that become automatic by adulthood. Second, it teaches young people to pay attention to their skin's changing needs and adjust their routines accordingly. Third, it creates an understanding of skincare as investment rather than expense. The contrast with Western skincare education is significant. Many Western teenagers receive minimal skincare guidance beyond basic acne treatment. They often don't learn about preventive care, sun protection, or gentle maintenance until their 20s or 30s, after damage has already begun accumulating. Western skincare culture often emphasizes quick fixes and dramatic results over consistent, gentle care. This creates a cycle where people neglect their skin until problems develop, then use harsh treatments to address issues that could have been prevented with earlier, gentler intervention. The early education also creates cultural knowledge sharing between generations. Asian families often pass down skincare wisdom, product recommendations, and routine modifications through mothers, grandmothers, and older sisters. This creates a continuous learning environment where skincare knowledge accumulates and improves over time. By the time East Asian individuals reach their 20s, they've already been practicing effective skincare for nearly a decade. They understand their skin, know what products work for them, and have established sustainable routines that will serve them throughout their lives. This decade-long head start in skincare education creates visible differences in skin quality that compound over time. The investment in early skincare education pays dividends for decades, creating populations that reach middle age with significantly better skin quality than those who began serious skincare later in life. The fourth truth about Asian youthfulness lies in their traditional diets, which function as internal anti-aging systems that most people don't recognize. While Western diets often accelerate aging through inflammation and oxidative stress, East Asian diets naturally combat these processes through centuries-refined food combinations and preparation methods. Japanese cuisine operates on principles that accidentally create perfect anti-aging nutrition. The traditional Japanese diet is rich in omega-3 fatty acids from fish, antioxidants from seaweed, and phytoestrogens from soy products. These components work together to maintain skin elasticity, reduce inflammation, and support collagen production from the inside out. Fish consumption in Japan. It's not just about protein. It's about consuming natural collagen and healthy fats that maintain skin structure. Japanese people eat fish skin, fish bones, and broths, and whole small fish, consuming parts that Western diets typically discard, but that contain concentrated anti-aging nutrients. Seaweed, a staple in Japanese cuisine, provides minerals like iodine, zinc, and selenium that support skin health and cellular repair. The antioxidants in seaweed help protect against free radical damage that causes premature aging. Regular seaweed consumption creates an internal defense system against environmental aging factors. Soy products like tofu, miso, and natto provide isoflavones that help maintain skin thickness and elasticity, particularly important as natural estrogen levels decline with age. These plant compounds essentially provide hormonal support for skin health throughout the aging process. Chinese dietary philosophy approaches anti-aging through traditional Chinese medicine principles that view food as medicine. Chinese cuisine emphasizes soups, broths, and slow-cooked dishes that extract maximum nutrients from ingredients, while making them easily digestible. Bone broths, a staple in Chinese cooking, provide natural collagen, glucosamine, and minerals that support skin structure and joint health. The long cooking process breaks down collagen into easily absorbed amino acids that the body can use to maintain its own collagen production. Chinese cuisine also emphasizes balance between hot and cold foods, which in TCM terms relates to their effects on metabolism and inflammation. This balanced approach naturally reduces inflammatory foods while emphasizing cooling. Anti-inflammatory ingredients like green vegetables, white radish, and herbal teas. The Chinese practice of eating organ meats and nose-to-tail cooking provides nutrients that are rare in Western diets, including CoQ10, vitamin K2, and various B vitamins that support cellular energy production and skin health. Korean cuisine contributes to youthfulness through fermented foods that support gut health and, consequently, skin health. Kimchi, the most famous Korean fermented food, provides probiotics that improve digestion and reduce systemic inflammation that can manifest as skin aging. The fermentation process in Korean foods creates beneficial bacteria that support immune function and help the body process nutrients more effectively. A healthy gut microbiome is increasingly recognized as crucial for maintaining youthful appearance and overall health. Korean cuisine also emphasizes vegetables and uses minimal dairy products, reducing inflammatory foods that can accelerate aging. The high vegetable content provides antioxidants and fiber that support detoxification and cellular repair processes. The contrast with typical Western diets is stark and significant. Western diets often emphasize processed foods, refined sugars, and dairy products that can promote inflammation and accelerate aging. High sugar consumption leads to glycation, a process where sugar molecules bind to proteins like collagen, making them stiff and contributing to wrinkle formation. Western diets also tend to be lower in omega-3 fatty acids and higher in omega-6 fatty acids, creating an inflammatory balance that can accelerate aging. The emphasis on red meat over fish means less natural collagen consumption and more inflammatory compounds. Dairy consumption, common in Western diets but traditionally rare in East Asian diets, can contribute to inflammation and hormonal disruption that affects skin health. Many East Asians are lactose intolerant, which historically led to dairy-free diets that inadvertently avoided these inflammatory effects. The preparation methods in East Asian cuisines also contribute to their anti-aging effects. Steaming, boiling, and gentle cooking preserve nutrients while avoiding the advanced glycation end products, AGEs, formed during high-heat cooking methods like grilling and frying. Tea consumption, particularly green tea, provides daily antioxidant intake that protects against cellular damage. The ritual of regular tea drinking also provides hydration and stress reduction, both important for maintaining youthful appearance. The timing and portion sizes in East Asian eating patterns also support anti-aging. Smaller, more frequent meals help maintain stable blood sugar levels, reducing glycation and inflammation. The cultural practice of eating until 80% full prevents overeating that can stress digestive systems and promote aging. These dietary patterns create cumulative effects over decades. People who follow traditional East Asian diets from childhood build internal anti-aging systems that become more apparent as they age, while those following inflammatory Western diets accumulate damage that accelerates visible aging. The fifth truth about Asian youthfulness reveals a darker side of the phenomenon: the intense social pressure to maintain a youthful appearance that goes far beyond personal preference. In East Asian societies, looking young isn't just about feeling good. It's often a professional and social necessity that can determine life opportunities. In Korean society, appearance directly impacts career prospects in ways that would be considered discriminatory in many Western countries. Job applications routinely require photos, and looking older than your chronological age can seriously harm employment opportunities. This isn't limited to entertainment or customer-facing roles, even office jobs. Technical positions and academic careers can be influenced by perceived age. The Korean concept of lookism, discrimination based on appearance, creates enormous pressure to maintain youthful looks throughout one's career. Employees often feel compelled to invest in skincare, cosmetic procedures, and fashion choices that project youth and vitality. Looking tired or aged can be interpreted as lacking energy, motivation, or capability. This pressure has created a booming cosmetic procedure industry in Korea that operates with remarkable social acceptance. Procedures like Botox, fillers, thread lifts, and even surgical interventions are discussed openly and considered routine maintenance rather than vanity. The stigma associated with cosmetic procedures in Western cultures simply doesn't exist in the same way. Korean pop culture amplifies these pressures through the global influence of K-pop and K-dramas. Idols and actors maintain impossibly youthful appearances well into their 30s and 40s, creating unrealistic standards that regular people feel pressured to meet. The glass skin trend and other beauty ideals promoted through Korean media create expectations that require significant time and financial investment to achieve. Japanese society approaches youthfulness pressure through different cultural mechanisms, but with similar intensity. The concept of kawaii cuteness extends well beyond childhood, with adult women expected to maintain childlike qualities in appearance and behavior. This cultural preference for youthful femininity creates pressure to avoid any signs of aging or maturity. Japanese workplace culture, while less overtly appearance-focused than Korea's, still maintains subtle pressures around youthful presentation. The concept of reading the air means that looking appropriately youthful and energetic is part of professional competence. Appearing tired, aged, or worn down can signal inability to handle work stress effectively. The Japanese beauty industry has responded to these pressures by creating increasingly sophisticated anti-aging products and treatments. The market for preventive skincare, cosmetic procedures, and youth-maintaining services continues to grow as social pressures intensify. Chinese society combines traditional beauty standards with modern economic pressures to create unique youthfulness expectations. In China's competitive job market, particularly in major cities like Shanghai and Beijing, youthful appearance can provide significant advantages in career advancement and business relationships. The Chinese concept of face, social reputation, and dignity increasingly includes maintaining youthful appearance as a sign of success and self-care. Looking older than one's peers can be interpreted as lacking the resources or knowledge to maintain oneself properly, which can impact social and professional standing. Chinese social media and beauty culture have created new pressures around youthful appearance. Filters, beauty apps, and cosmetic procedures becoming normalized parts of maintaining one's image. The rise of live streaming and social commerce has made appearance even more economically important for many people. These social pressures create a feedback loop where maintaining youthful appearance becomes increasingly necessary as more people invest in it. When everyone in your social or professional circle looks younger than their age, appearing your actual age becomes a disadvantage. The economic implications are significant. East Asians often spend substantial portions of their income on skincare, cosmetic procedures, fashion, and other youth-maintaining expenses. This isn't frivolous spending. It's often viewed as necessary investment in career and social success. The psychological impact of these pressures can be intense. Many East Asians report anxiety about aging, fear of looking older than peers, and stress about maintaining youthful appearance. The pressure to look young can become a source of chronic stress that ironically accelerates aging. However, these pressures also create positive feedback loops. When society expects youthful appearance, infrastructure develops to support it. Better skincare products, more accessible treatments, and cultural knowledge about maintaining youth become widely available. The social pressure also creates accountability systems where friends, family, and colleagues notice and comment on appearance changes. This social monitoring can motivate consistent self-care that might otherwise be neglected. The contrast with Western attitudes toward aging is significant. While Western cultures are beginning to embrace aging gracefully and natural aging processes, East Asian cultures maintain strong preferences for youthful appearance regardless of chronological age. This cultural difference means that East Asians often invest more time, money, and effort into maintaining youthful appearance throughout their lives, creating visible differences that compound over decades. The social pressure, while potentially stressful, also creates results that reinforce the cultural stereotype of ageless Asians. The sixth and perhaps most overlooked truth about Asian youthfulness lies in their approach to emotional regulation and lifestyle pacing. While Western cultures often celebrate high-intensity living, East Asian cultures have developed lifestyle patterns that naturally reduce the stress-related aging that comes from emotional volatility and overstimulation. Japanese culture embodies this principle through the concept of harmony, which extends far beyond social relationships to encompass internal emotional balance. Japanese people are culturally trained from childhood to maintain emotional equilibrium, avoid dramatic outbursts, and process stress internally rather than expressing it outwardly. This emotional regulation has profound effects on aging, because chronic stress is one of the primary accelerators of cellular aging. The Japanese practice of ikigai, life purpose, creates a sense of meaning and direction that reduces existential stress. When people have clear purpose and feel their lives have meaning, They experience less of the chronic anxiety and depression that can accelerate aging. This cultural framework provides built-in stress management that operates throughout life. Japanese lifestyle rituals like tea ceremony, flower arrangement, meditation practices create regular opportunities for stress reduction and mindfulness. These aren't occasional relaxation activities. They're integrated into daily life as normal cultural practices that provide consistent stress relief. The Japanese concept of forest bathing, or Shinrin-yoku, reflects a cultural understanding that nature exposure reduces stress and promotes health. Regular connection with natural environments has been scientifically proven to reduce cortisol levels, lower blood pressure, and improve immune function, all factors that influence aging. Korean culture approaches emotional regulation through Confucian principles that emphasize self-control, respect for hierarchy, and maintaining social harmony. While this can create its own stresses, it also provides structure and predictability that reduces certain types of anxiety and emotional chaos. Korean cultural practices like communal dining, group activities, and strong family connections provide social support systems that buffer against stress. The emphasis on group harmony means that individuals rarely face major life challenges alone, reducing the isolation and stress that can accelerate aging. The Korean concept of nunchi, social awareness, and emotional intelligence teaches people to read situations accurately and respond appropriately, reducing social conflicts and misunderstandings that create chronic stress. This cultural skill helps people navigate social situations more smoothly, reducing daily stress accumulation. Chinese culture contributes to stress reduction through traditional Chinese medicine principles that view emotional balance as essential for physical health. The concept of key life energy emphasizes the importance of maintaining internal harmony and avoiding emotional extremes that disrupt bodily functions. Chinese practices like Tai Chi, Qigong, and traditional meditation provide accessible stress management tools that are integrated into daily life rather than treated as special activities. These practices combine gentle physical movement with mindfulness, creating comprehensive stress relief that addresses both mental and physical tension. The Chinese emphasis on family and community support creates social safety nets that reduce individual stress about major life challenges. Extended family involvement in childcare, elder care, and financial support means that individuals rarely face overwhelming responsibilities alone. The contrast with Western lifestyle patterns reveals significant differences in stress, exposure, and management. Western cultures often celebrate high-stimulation living, intense work schedules, frequent social events, loud entertainment, competitive sports, and constant connectivity through technology. While exciting, this lifestyle pattern creates chronic stress that accelerates aging. Western drinking culture, with its emphasis on alcohol as social lubricant and stress relief, actually increases stress on the body while providing temporary psychological relief. Regular alcohol consumption disrupts sleep, increases inflammation, and interferes with cellular repair processes that occur during rest. The Western emphasis on individual achievement and self-reliance, while promoting personal growth, also creates isolation and stress when people face challenges without adequate support systems. The cultural expectation to handle everything yourself can create chronic stress that manifests as accelerated aging. Western sleep patterns, influenced by artificial lighting, caffeine consumption, and irregular schedules, often disrupt the natural circadian rhythms that regulate cellular repair and hormone production. Poor sleep quality accelerates aging through multiple biological pathways. The pace of life in many Western societies creates chronic time pressure and rushing that keeps stress hormones elevated throughout the day. This constant low-level stress creates inflammation and cellular damage that accumulates over time. East Asian cultures, by contrast, often maintain more predictable daily rhythms, emphasize adequate sleep, and integrate stress reduction practices into normal life. Even in highly developed, fast-paced cities like Tokyo and Seoul, cultural practices that promote emotional regulation and stress management remain embedded in daily routines. The cumulative effect of these lifestyle differences becomes apparent over decades. People who maintain emotional equilibrium, manage stress effectively, and live at sustainable paces show less wear and tear in their appearance. Their faces retain relaxed expressions, Their posture remains upright, and their energy levels stay more consistent. The biological mechanisms behind this are well documented. Chronic stress elevates cortisol levels, which breaks down collagen, increases inflammation, and disrupts cellular repair processes. People who manage stress effectively maintain better hormone balance, stronger immune function, and more efficient cellular maintenance, all of which contribute to youthful appearance. This lifestyle component of Asian youthfulness is perhaps the most accessible to people from other cultures, as it involves adopting practices and attitudes rather than changing genetics or completely restructuring society. So there you have it, the 6 truths behind why Asians look so much younger than their age. It's not magic, and it's not just lucky genetics. It's a perfect storm of cultural practices, social expectations, dietary wisdom, and lifestyle choices that have been refined over generations to create what appears to be supernatural youth preservation. The genetic advantage is real, but it's only the foundation. The real secret lies in cultures that treat youthfulness as a comprehensive lifestyle rather than a cosmetic goal. From childhood sun protection that prevents damage before it starts, to early skincare education that builds lifelong habits, to diets that function as internal anti-aging systems, every aspect of daily life contributes to the final result. But perhaps the most fascinating revelation is how social pressure, often viewed negatively, actually creates positive outcomes in this context. When society expects youthful appearance, it builds infrastructure to support it. When looking young becomes culturally important, knowledge and resources develop to make it achievable. The lifestyle component, the emotional regulation, stress management, and sustainable pacing might be the most important factor of all. It's not just about what you put on your skin or what you eat. It's about how you live, how you handle stress, and how you move through the world. This doesn't mean East Asian approaches to aging are perfect or without their own problems. The social pressure to look young can create anxiety and financial stress. The emphasis on appearance can become overwhelming. But understanding these cultural systems helps explain a phenomenon that has puzzled outsiders for generations. What's particularly interesting is how these practices work synergistically. The sun protection enhances the genetic advantages. The early skincare education maximizes the benefits of quality products. The anti-inflammatory diet supports the stress reduction lifestyle. The social pressure motivates consistency in all these practices. Each element amplifies the others, creating results that are greater than the sum of their parts. For those inspired to adopt some of these practices, the good news is that many are accessible regardless of your cultural background. You can start comprehensive sun protection at any age, develop better skincare habits, incorporate anti-inflammatory foods into your diet, and adopt stress reduction practices that promote both health and youthful appearance. The key insight is that youthful aging isn't about finding the one magic solution. It's about creating a lifestyle system where multiple factors work together over time. It's about prevention rather than correction, consistency rather than intensity, and long-term thinking rather than quick fixes. Understanding these cultural approaches to aging also reveals something profound about the relationship between society and individual health. When cultures prioritize certain outcomes and build systems to support them, those outcomes become achievable for entire populations. The ageless Asian phenomenon isn't about superior individuals, it's about superior systems. So the next time you see someone who looks decades younger than their chronological age, remember that you're not just seeing good genes or expensive skincare. You're seeing the cumulative result of cultural wisdom, social support, and lifestyle choices that have been working together, often invisibly, for an entire lifetime. The real question isn't why Asians look so young. It's why other cultures haven't developed similar, comprehensive approaches to healthy aging. Perhaps it's time to learn from these time-tested systems and adapt them for our own lives and communities. That's all for today on the Nation's Prism. What surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another cultural deep dive. Share this video with a friend who needs to see this. Until next time, keep exploring.